were evil, but they didn't do anything wrong in theory unless they were expected to know that it was a complete bubble economy and real estate values were going to crash. Okay, I mean, their reserve numbers weren't that horrible if real estate sustained its value. Then they'd have a bunch of valuable property, they'd have a bunch of people still paying their mortgages, but that didn't happen. Okay, it crashed, and so that's why it looks silly now, only because all the assets turned into garbage. But that bubble would still be created regardless of whether you had banking or not, because it's still unsustainable, and the root problem is because what's created the bubble is the transfer of ownership from the masses to the tiny, tiny few, and them locking up all the resources in investment capital and requiring everything to secure a profit. And that's what is the ruin. So anyway, so now let's get to this. Look, my point is being hostile is just that, yeah, we all got to be on the same page. If we can't get on the same page, we can't stop these bastards. We all have to find the same evil guy behind the same curtain and all stick our spears in the same friggin' dinosaur, whatever. How you want to metaphorize this? We have to attack the same beast. And if we're out attacking different beasts, then the beasties are going to win. The evil's going to win. And so we got to be darn sure that we get this diagnosis right, or then we can't get the cure right. So I think it's fair for us to say, well, let's put all our friggin' theories on the table and force them to survival of the fittest, force them to compete with each other and fight with each other until we find out which one has real integrity, real substance, is rock solid. And then maybe we can all get behind that one. But the way things are now, yeah, we're fighting different enemies. I'm not going to fight the Federal Reserve because it's not the enemy. I'm not going to fight fractional reserve banking because it's not going to fix the problem. I mean, my incentive is to go after legacy wealth. That's the problem. You stop legacy wealth, you stop the whole thing dead in its tracks. If you put a $1 million limit on inheritance to any single individual and a $10 million limit on an estate, okay, that's just an example number. You can make it 2 million, you can make it 20 million. If you really think people need that huge a head start, I really don't think anybody needs more than $1 million head start in life. I think that's a big enough cheat. But anyway, and I'm a little hostile on that point, and I think I have a right to be. This is why the hell do I want to live in a friggin' monarchy where people have birthright? I mean, it's an obscenity. Birthright is an obscenity. It's like having slavery still. Birthright? It's insane. But anyway, regardless, what would happen? Well, what would happen is that all this stuff, this investment stuff that these rich people own, they'd have to put it back into the system. It'd go back to the government. What would the government do? They'd pay the bills with it. That's what they would do. They'd sell the stuff and get their money back again. Okay? They'd finance our disaster. They'd finance our consumption. They'd finance productive investment in our economy. Instead of all this just the rich people telling us what we need, we could decide what we need. We could start, and who would have the money now? Who would have the money if they don't? The workers would have it. Work would be valuable again. Workers could actually own their own productivity. Instead of being owned, they could own themselves. And that would be a gigantic step forward. But there's just no defense for legacy wealth. I mean, I shouldn't even have to make this argument. But this is the key thing. This is the thing that's killed the economy. Most of the wealth held, not income, wealth, okay, is inherited. Okay, it's legacy wealth. So anyway, yeah, that's really enough of a point. All right, so I'll post this on the my FairEconomics channel. You know, that's why I put the word fair in there, because it's not a fair game the way it's played now. It's built on birthright and fake ownership, and if we get rid of that, we got a game. But without getting rid of that, playing with the Federal Reserve and going back to a gold standard, that will not fix anything. The poor will just be even poorer, because now they won't even have a chance to purchase a home. They'll just be dead renters right from the start. No hope at all. Okay, enough said.